Yes, sir.
It's three of children,
Mm-hmm.
9 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
If my partner has an attitude towards me and men, and I have a son, I'm kind of trapped.
Yeah.
And that's a bit of a catch-22 for me, in that I understand what will then get, if you like, displaced onto my son. So a lot of the exit strategies that you may have discussed may not be relevant to me. I don't know if you've covered this in the last 2 days. I haven't been here, but
no, I'll give you an answer. I didn't cover it in the last 2 days. Right before I did this seminar, I was thinking, what do I feel anxious about? I felt anxious about the rooms not being right and people drilling under the basement and all the rest of it, that kind of thing. I also thought, what if somebody asked me a question at the end that I don't know the answer to, or I've had no experience of? That's another thing that everybody who does public speaking feels anxious about. And one of the questions that came up was about joint custody with somebody who's a narcissist, so I went and looked it up in my anxiety because I didn't have that answer. So I'm deferring to another expert on narcissism here. His name is Sam Vaknin. And his specific answer on that question was that you should continue to be yourself as you are. If you try and counter her actions and they sense that, you can actually propel them in a rebellious way to side with her. I don't envy the position you're in, or anybody who's in the same position as you. It's a horrendous position to be in. There was somebody very close to me I used to work with in the schools, and he's a brilliant guy, fantastic, a very, for want of a better term, a very enlightened and balanced individual. And I saw him reduced to pieces by his ex just over, not even custody, it was the visitation days. She kept playing with the times with when he could pick up his little girl, just to fuck with him, just because she knew that was the hook. And he was in bits. She found the one thing, and then she found that opening, put her fingers right inside the wound and split it as much as she could. It was horrendous to see, and there's nothing that I could say that would help him. And at this point, I still don't have like a really good, strong answer for that, because you're kind of being held hostage. What I can say is that this cluster B personality feeds off emotional reaction. And the person who sat in front of me is not her, it's you. So I can say that if we can reduce your emotional reaction to what she's doing to you, it must be to your benefit. It must be. Does it solve the problem? Nope. Does it save you? Nope. Does it mean that everything's going to be okay? Absolutely not. But if we can get you into a better state, you're going to make better decisions. People in good states make good decisions. People in bad states make bad decisions. I know that you know that. So if we can have you reduce your reaction to what she's doing, which is very easy for me to say because it's not my kids and it's not my wife. And for other people outside of this situation who are not living what you're living, it's very hard for you to get like a genuine sense from people of what you're going through. So if I was in your position, I guess I probably would be looking to connect with other people who are in the same situation as you. Some of the people in this room are. Sorry, it's not a great answer, but it's the most honest one I can give. Yeah.